This conference will now be recorded.
I'm sorry, I'm having troubles with my mic. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Omar.
Sorry about that. And I'm also having trouble with the camera. It's the brand new setup that I'm using. So welcome everybody to today's executive committee meeting. Today the primary task of today is to go over the scores for the technical consultant request for qualifications for the Region 14 flood plan essentially. It was a very tough choice, and I'm sure everybody in the executive committee will agree with me. We had very competitive engineering firms make some very, very good submissions. In fact, as I was reviewing these applications, I was learning. So I was very impressed by our submissions. And so today we're going to go over the results and discuss amongst the executive committee essentially the next steps. So I'll move it over to Annette. If you'll please guide us through this process, Annette. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. What I would like to do right now is do a roll call for our members, just to make sure that we have everyone accounted for. I am going to, okay. Let me see here. So I do see, I see Jeff and I see Dave, I see Javier. Gilbert, are you on the line?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, Gilbert. And then let's see, and then Isela was having some problems with her mic, so she was going to get on with her phone. Isela, are you on the line yet? Okay, so we're still waiting on Isela. And just one more time, I've got Dave Hall, Jeff Bennett, Gilbert Saldana, Javier Acosta, Omar Martinez, and we're waiting on Isela. Oh, she's on the phone and she's viewing on the computer. Okay, so if we need to get her on the line to speak, Isela, I will call you on your cell and we can do it that way. Would you like me to do that now, Isela, or just wait unless you're going to comment? Go ahead and do that now. Okay. Let me get her number.
Stormwater Engineering, this is Isela.
Okay, Isela, I have you on speakerphone, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'll just put you on mute until, or no, you just let me, you can put yourself on mute until you're ready to speak if you'd like.
Yes,
okay.
I'll do that.
All right, okay, so thank you for everyone's patience again. So today's, the purpose of today's meeting is to review the scores that were, that each of our committee members made for the 7 proposals that were submitted to our region. And what we'll do from there is after we review the scores and look at the rankings, the committee will then make a final decision on the finalist, and then they will make the recommendation to our general membership. And that will happen on April the 15th at 9 a.m. And so what I'll do now is I'm going to go ahead, and this is the first time that our members are seeing the scores themselves. They don't know what the other ones scored. We just finished this up not too long ago. So what we have here are the scores, and I'll make that bigger if I need to. And so we have, based on the RFQ, the raters were asked to score on your qualifications, your staffing, and your experience with similar projects. For the qualifications, that was total points allotted for was 40. For staffing, it was 35. For experience with similar projects, 25. And just an interesting item to note, I do believe that our region has the most proposals received out of the other regions throughout the state. On average, the regions were receiving 3 to 2, in some cases just 1 proposal, but in our area, we did receive 7. And so that was quite a task for our executive committee members to review. And I know that, as Omar said, there was a lot of information that was received, and they really noted that the work that was being submitted was quality work, and so it was a difficult task for them to decide on their scores. So what we can do is, looking at these scores of the 7 proposals, what you see next, and there's 6 reviewers, 6 raters. And so what we did, instead of getting the total scores and getting an average, we just added each of the scores, each of the individual scores. So since there's 6 raters, there were as many as 600 points that the proposal could receive. And so as we look at the bottom here, here's how the ranking is. We do have AECOM with 571.5 points, WSP with 567 points, Freeze and Nichols 565.5, Consular at 557.5, Hewitt at 552.5, Carollo at 534.5, and GEI at 530.5. And so, Chairman Martinez, I will turn it back to you to see if you would, how you would like to have a discussion with your committee members now that you have seen the scores and the rankings.
Thanks, Annette. And so I want to reemphasize that scoring these applications was extremely difficult. They were very competitive applications, and you can see the top 3 firms, the scores are relatively similar. And so the way I'd like to first for us as a group to discuss the scoring is, I'd like to get everyone's input from the executive committee. Should we go based on this scoring criteria? Are you okay with that decision, or if you have any thoughts on this, please, if we can start with Javier Acosta, if you'll give us some input.
Good morning. I want to thank all the consultants for all the hard work putting those proposals together. It was a very difficult decision. I based a lot of the scoring on a lot of the work that's been done throughout the city and some of the experience that I've had and the proposals themselves. And I am happy with the scoring that's on there. And if there's any specific questions about about anything on there, and you're welcome to ask. I think right now might be a good time, but for me, I am happy with the scoring the way they are right now.
Okay, and then Gilbert Saldana, if you'll go next, please.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I just basically want to go ahead and echo what you know, Javier and Omar have mentioned. I think it was very, very difficult to score. I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of submissions. I honestly, after my reviews, I really felt like almost any of these firms could have been a good, you know, I guess perfectly qualified to take on the task. So, but I guess, you know, everybody did get the opportunity to review and score. So I also feel comfortable with proceeding with the recommendation as noted.
Thank you, Gilbert. Mr. Jeff Bennett, please.
I also found.
We can't hear you, sir. I apologize.
I'm sorry, I'm off mute. Can you still not hear me? Can you hear me?
Jeff, I can hear you. Omar, are you
Okay.
good? Okay, so maybe we lost Omar, but go ahead, Jeff, you're good.
Um, so I thought all the firms are highly qualified, and I agree that there's very competitive. But I was sort of went through them one time. I decided what did I want to use to distinguish these groups, and so I was looking for some recognition and experience that flooding is something more than just needing to be drained away, water that needs to be drained away, that it's a valuable resource that has both an environmental function, but also, as part of our groundwater question, our water management question. So, that I was looking for groups that, a company that had experience with noting the importance of flooding and recharge, I guess. So that's why I picked why the WSP came out on top for my scoring. So that was the big difference in all the groups, well, and all the proposals from my perspective.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Mr. Hall?
Can you hear me okay? Hello, can you hear me okay?
You're good.
Okay. I also, well, when I took a look at AECOM, I did not really see a matrix in their proposal that correlated percentages of dedicated work to the tasks that was specific enough for me. So I did grade them down a little bit on that. And I also was a little concerned about unsettled litigation that they had, which were two of the facts that we were asked to take a look at. So I did not rate them number one. They were 3 for me. And the actual one that I rated number 1 was WSP. So those are my only comments, and that's why I did not rate AECOM number 1. I think it's extremely important that we understand that the contractor has specific people to address specific tasks, and that they have dedicated those persons' work to that task, so that we understand when and if they get the contract that there is somebody who will do dedicated work to each of these tasks. So that was kind of my perception.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. And then last but not least, Gisela?
Okay, she's good now.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. The proposals were very good, and like everybody says, I mean, they were very hard to grade. What I was looking for was experience within Region 14 and cohesiveness of the team. Now, because we all know that any consultant, you guys can do the work. But for me, it was very important that you had representation within our region, not only in El Paso, but representation that encompassed the entire region. And for me, AECOM and Freeze were my top scores. WSP, I understand that you guys have a lot of experience with the water planning group, but I didn't see any of your key personnel listed with experience, with drainage experience in the region. So that was a setback for me on your proposal. But other than that, I mean, everybody provided really good proposals, and my top picks were AECOM and Frizz and Nichols. But I am okay with the scoring the way we have it.
Thank you, Gisela. And so my score was a tie between AECOM, WSP, and Freeze and Nichols. Both, all 3 firms submitted something that stood them up, make them stand apart. Consular also, I think, had a really good submittal. All of them really, but I scored all three, ACOM, WSP, and Fraser Nichols equally. I'm okay with either three alternatives, and so if it is the prerogative of the group to go based on scoring, the total scoring, then I'm okay with that.
May I speak to that for a second?
Sure.
Because we all have different spreads and took different approaches to coming up with numbers, I'm not sure totaling up scores is the way to pick the highest score. I think giving credit for each first place scoring, each second place scoring, and each third place scoring, it would be a much better, much more representative of how we all scored. Does that make sense?
Are you saying, Jeff, to look at all the ranks, all the ones that rank number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on?
If a company ranked number 1, they should get, you know, in one for each ranker, they should get a certain amount of points for that. The company that ranked 2 should get points for that. I don't think we're not adding up apples and oranges here. We all had sort of different spreads and different approaches. So I don't think totaling up the scores is representative of what we did.
I agree with Jeff. I think he makes a very valid point.
So
what are
we
everybody
could,
else's thoughts?
okay.
Is there a way to do that quickly so we can see how that works out? Jeff, what would you do? Give first place 5 points, second place 3 points, third place 1 point, or
Yeah.
and equate it that way,
Yes.
or what?
Yes, that would be fine. We might want to go ahead and give scores to 4th and 5th because you know, I don't know where things going to.
Well, then what? 7, 5, 3. Let's see. 9, 7, 5, 3, 1.
Sure. You know, this is on the fly here. It's. I guess we should have thought of this before.
How close are the top? Let's see. Where is the split? Actually, the top 5 are decently close, but
Yeah, we go from 571.5 to 552.
yeah, I'm just looking.
I guess I didn't get the last. Did you send the final spreadsheet?
No, you're looking at it right now. This is the final spreadsheet.
Okay, I just don't have it. What you sent was missing Raider 6, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we go through this quickly then? How many people scored AACCOM number 1?
Okay, so.
And I'll just write them down as we go.
Raider 1 had a tie between AECOM, Friesen Nichols, and WSP. I don't know, maybe there's a mathematician in our group to figure out what's the fairest way to do this, but.
Well, if he scored 3 of them number 1, we'll just count all 3 of them as number 1 for him.
Okie doke.
As you all are talking, I'm gonna do this on another computer.
Oh, can you do it, computer, or do you just want to do it manually? I was just prepared to write down information if we know how many people scored AACCOM number 1. Let's see, Raider 1 did. So that's 1. Raider 2 did not. Well, Raider 2 is number 2. Okay.
We'll do this. We'll have, okay, so on Raider 1, we have 1. Okay, well, they're 9 points. Okay, so 9 points.
Well, just let me keep track of how many number 1s there are, and then we'll just multiply that times 9.
All right.
Or are we going to do the top 5?
Mm, I don't, you all tell me what your preference is.
Top 5 is fine for me.
I think there's a decent cut in points at 5. Although, can we look at the bottom again of the matrix again? Let's see, the difference. It's 4, and then it's 2, and then it's 7, and then it's 5, and then it's 20. Yeah, I think reasonable to look at top 5.
5. Okay, so let me do this that way I don't mess anything up. I'm just making a copy of this. And what we're
Okay.
saying is that we're going with top 5. And so right now we're going to eliminate Carrillo and GEI.
Now, should we go with 2-point spreads? Jeff, you're familiar with doing this, I guess. Should we go with 2-point spreads for the 5 or
I think that's
1-point spreads?
I think 2-point spreads is fine.
Okay, all right. I've used that process before. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
All right, so you're going to, okay, so then, do you want me to just go back to, okay, so now we're going to go with we're going to go to the second rater and look at the number 1. Okay, so we've got,
Yeah. AECom has met, how many people rated them number 1?
okay, hold on, let me just do one more in line. Okay, so this one here is number 1.
Okay, rater number 1 rated them number 1. Rater number 2 did not. Rater number 3 did
Did
not.
not.
Rater 4 did not. Rater 5, I can't see.
Let me,
Rater 5 did rate them number 1, okay. And Rater 6, cannot see it.
give me a second. Number 1.
Rater 6 did. Okay, so there were 3 number 1 ratings for AECom. Okay, our number 2 is WSP. Okay, we know that one of them rater number 1 rated them number 1. Rater 2 did not. Rater 3 did. Rater 4 did. And Rater 5 going down the list. Rater 5 did not. And Rater 6 did not. So AECom and WSP have 3 each. Interesting. Okay, who was number 3? Friesen Nichols. Okay, Friesen Nichols, Rater 6. Can we go from the top?
Yeah, I just see,
Yeah.
hold on one moment, Dave. There was a comment that was made. So with the ones that we eliminated, 6 and 7, some of those did have, GEI and Carrillo did have some folks that placed them at 2 or 3. So I don't know if you all want to,
Well, yeah, I think that's important to realize that's why there's such a spread. So I think we need to go back and not eliminate them right off the bat.
so we can go back to,
Go back to original matrix.
mhm.
Okay, number 3 was Friesen Nichols. Let's just continue the process and then we'll figure out how we want to do points.
You're keeping track of this, Dave, because you're faster than me, so.
I
Just
am keeping track. Okay, let's see, Friesen Nichols. Look, which column is Friesen Nichols?
F.
Okay, column 4, okay. let's see, we had one person rate them number one. Rater number one did. Rater number two, it's column 4 that we need. Rater number 2 rated them number 1, it looks like. I think I see it. They're
Yes,
number 1 there. Okay. Rater number 3,
they're number 2 on this one.
yeah,
They're
was
tied
not a
for
number,
two.
was not a number 1. Okay. Rater number 4 was not a number 1. Rater number 5 was not a number 1, and rater number 6 was not a number 1. So they have 2. Okay,
Yeah, we
number
have to, 1 second. There was, I thought I had caught them all, but there was one rater who had rated some of the points higher than the max. So if you look at this one right here, that one was supposed to have been 40, not 41. So I need to revise that. Do you all see what happened?
Yeah, they also gave 26 for the 20 and 25. Freeze and Nichols got 26 in the category 3 there, where 25 was the max points.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get these until this morning, so I didn't, I'm sorry, I didn't clean this up. I'm gonna do this one here at 40. And I'm gonna do this one at 25, which is the max, and then I think we stay in line after that. Does anyone else?
There is a 26 over in the last column under rater 6 also.
Sounds okay.
The max points on that one is 35, so that one's okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I see it. Okay. I got it.
Can't be more than 40 on this one, no more than 35 on that one, and no more than
Right.
25 on that one.
Right.
So, so let's go back and look and see if we have, so that stayed the same.
Okay.
The Freeze and Nichols is now, oh yeah, so my number stayed, they're part of this, they followed whatever the final score was here. So now that's been adjusted. So let's
Okay.
just,
And they're still in the same sequence. Yep. Okay. All right. Do we still have just 2 for Freeze Nichols then? Let's go up
Yeah.
to the top again.
okay.
98 is 1. 94 is 2. Rater 3 is 97, which is not. Rater 4 is
Dave.
89. Yes, sir.
94 is 1, and for rater 2 is the number 1, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the second. They were number 1, right? I have 2 number 1s so far.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Rater 3 was not. Rater 4 was not. Rater 5 was not. And Rater 6 was not. Okay, so we have 2 number 1s for Freeze Nichols. Corello was the next one, number 4 overall rating. So let's go to the Corello column.
It's actually Consor is number 4.
Consor.
Yeah.
Was number 4. Okay, I had it written wrong. Okay. Consor is number 4. Okay.
This is Gilbert. Can I suggest something? Can we possibly just go from each rater? Like, for example, on what you've already filled out, you have under for rater 1 you have AECOM 1, and then Consor, I'm sorry, Freeze and Nichols 1, WSP is 1, and then mark down who's the next firm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now you can't give them a 2 because there's already, it's a 3-way tie, so then you would go with a 4.
Okay.
And then 5, and so on and so forth, and we do that to all of them.
Then the
Would
lowest
would have to
number.
be
And then
5, 6.
I
Hold
think
on.
that's effectively what we're doing right now.
But I think Gilbert wants to see the, so we got 3. Okay, so
Oh,
we
I
got
see what you're doing here. Okay.
5. No. 4. This is 4. 5. 6. And 7.
And then
Is that
7.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I see what you're doing. Okay.
that'll work.
You're marking each one of them so we don't screw something up. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Got 1.
And then
me
we can,
just-
It's helpful. I've done that and could read those off to you real quick.
Okay, that's fine. Let me give myself a space here. Okay, so for Raider 2, who wants to call them off?
Starting on the left at AECOM, it's
Okay.
2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 6, 7.
Okay. Let me get another line. Okay.
2, 7, 6, 2, 4, 4, 1.
Okay. All right.
It's a good idea.
7, 2, 2, 6, 2, 5, 1.
Okay.
1, 6, 5, 4, 7, 2, 3.
Okay.
It's the
And
only one that didn't have any ties.
And then the last one is 1, 6, 3, 2, 7, 5, 4.
Center all those
okay.
on that line.
Yeah, let me
The others are all centered. That line just didn't center.
okay.
There you go.
So I guess
All right.
the next step, we're doing it.
Now
by
we can
one
check.
state.
Now
have
we
to
can
add
check
up
them
all the
again.
points, and then the one with the lowest score is the one that will be the highest ranked.
Did you all hear that? Isela is saying if we add up all of the, so Isela, you're saying to add up all of the individual rankings for each of the raiders?
Yes, that's how we do it at El Paso Water. We add up all the rankings, and the one
Yeah,
with the
that's-
lowest score is the highest ranked.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right now, folks. Let's
Oh,
look
wait.
at, let me look at 6. Do we have,
It's just
hold on real quick. We've got, there's a comment on the chat. Let me just see. It asked if WSP on rank on 6.
That 4 should be
Oh, they're both 3. Okay, sorry
Yes.
about that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead now. Am I okay with going ahead and adding up the individuals then?
Yeah, let's just start with the left column and go across. 3, 5,
I'm adding
12.
all. I'm adding them up by the raider. Is that not what we said?
Yeah.
Are you good?
What's the total for AECOM?
Wait, there's something wrong.
Yeah, you didn't catch the 1 on the bottom.
But it's giving me a value. Hold on. Yeah. Let me do that again.
1, 2, 4, 6. Oh, you're starting at the top. 1, 2, 2.
You got to do the formula, the equal sum parentheses.
Well, I'm not doing that. Hold
1,
on.
2, 3, 5, 6,
Here it is.
7, 14. Okay.
That certainly rearranged them.
Okay, 14. WSP is 31.
Now, WSP is 16.
Oh, it said 31 down there, I thought.
Yeah, well, it's because at the bottom is how they ranked, but on this one here, looking at row 40, this is how it looks now with combining all of the rankings. And so we're going on alphabetical order. So this is how it looks. Let me just go over.
AECOM and WSP are still 1 and 2 with this method. We changed 3 and 4.
Let me just hide it. This is how it looks. This is how it looks. AM 14, Corello 31, Consort 23, Friesen Nichols 16, GEI 28, Hewitt 28, WSP 16. The folks out in the audience have been gracious in catching any mistakes, so I can open it up again just in case there was any error. But this is how it looks right now.
So ECOM is in first place, and Friesen Nichols and WSP are tied for second.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna unhide it just in case anybody sees a mistake that we can correct. So just to make sure I'm capturing, I've got the rankings here for AE. Okay. Does anybody see an error so far? I haven't seen any other comment on the chat. Okay, so now that this has been conducted, Chairman Martinez, how would you like to proceed?
Again, I want to reiterate that there were some very competitive proposals, and the top 3 were again very, very hard to choose between. But it seems like both methods, ACOM stands out ahead. And so again, this is a difficult choice. I agree that WSP had that one component on groundwater recharge and even stormwater capture that I read there. That was very unique compared to any other proposal. But my opinion is we have to keep it as fair as possible, and it seems like it's the prerogative of the executive committee and everybody who was selected to make this recommendation that ACOM scored the highest. And so for good reason. I mean, their technical background is impressive. I learned a lot just by reading their application, and their list of projects in El Paso County at least is also very impressive. I don't think we can go wrong with either the top 3 choices. I think all 3 contractors would be superb at fulfilling this role. And so at this point, I want to bring it up to the rest of the committee, to the rest of the executive committee, if you all have any more comments to make, and then maybe we can agree on. Do we have an agenda item that we can vote on a recommendation, or was it just a discussion?
No, this was provide recommendations to the general membership.
Okay. Then if that's the case, we can maybe leave it up to a vote in just a bit once everybody has their last set of input on who we want to select. So we can start again. If Dave Hall, would you start and tell us any final thoughts?
No, I have no adverse comments to the company that came out number 1. No problem.
Javier?
I'm happy with the outcome, and I'll support the person who came out number 1 as well.
Gilbert?
Same here. I think I'm supportive of recommending the results as tabulated.
Mr. Bennett?
I agree with what's been said. We had a good process.
Okay, Gisela? Any final thoughts, ma'am?
I'm sorry, I had it on mute. Go ahead, Isela, I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm in support with the scoring results.
Okay. Then, if everybody's in agreement, then we will recommend to the full group in the next regular meeting of the upper Rio Grande Flood Planning Group that ACOM be the consultant firm that we select to work on the flood plan. And
Omar, one comment, if I can make a comment. We need to document well the decision-making process in case somebody appeals.
understood.
Okay.
All right, Annette, I'll hand it over to you. Is there anything else we need to work on today?
Just wanted to inform the group, there was a comment made. The comment is, with such a varied spread, would it be helpful to arrange a presentation from top rankers?
From whom?
I like that idea.
That's on the chat, Dave.
Well, what was the, I didn't hear what you said, a presentation?
The comment was, with such a varied spread, would it be helpful to arrange a presentation from top rankers?
So like 3 presentations at the meeting next week? Is that what they're suggesting?
Effectively, what you do if you offer a presentation is then you have to go back and make a decision again. If you're going to offer it from more than one company, if you offer a presentation from just the winning company so that they offer that to the membership, that seems reasonable to me. But to do the top 3, then you're saying they're still in competition.
So Chair Martinez, that's I just wanted to make sure that you were informed of what comment was being made, but you all obviously will have the final decision on what it is that you want to recommend to the general membership. So, I mean, at this point, if there is somebody from the group who would want to make a motion to recommend, then that's what we could bring forward to the general membership next week.
What do you need recommended? What do you need a motion for, Annette?
So the recommendation would be for the finalist, and then I think that it would be appropriate as well to list the second and third, because if for some reason we're not able to come to an agreement with the top finalist, then you have your backups.
Sounds to me like they still are going to be in competition, Dave, next week.
Well, in the end, I mean, you all are making the recommendation. The general membership could not choose to go with your recommendation. But if we look at the numbers, a good part of the general membership is already here as the executive committee, unless you've all changed your minds. So that's how it would work out for next week.
So effectively, you need a motion that will facilitate announcement to the general membership that we've been through the selection process and we've chosen a top contractor, and we want to recommend that top contractor to the general membership. Is that what you need as a motion?
Yes,
and that we let them know who finished second and third, for example. We might as well tell them who finished in full sequence in case we go down to 4th or 5th contractor for some reason because of people not accepting the financial issues. So I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
Oh, Isela, second. Isela.
With a first and a second, any further discussion? Okay, then all in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. We will recommend to the full group that AECOM be the contractor to develop the flood plan.
And let them know who finished second, third, fourth, so in case we have to move to them, we
Correct.
can do that. Yeah, okay.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. I know this was a difficult process. I commend all of you on the work that you did, and I appreciate the time that you took in reviewing these proposals. And thank you to the consultants. I know that this was a lot of work for you as well. And we will have our meeting next Friday. It's open to the public. You're more than welcome to attend. If any of you would like to provide any written comments prior to the meeting, please email those to me. It is on the agenda, my email address, or if you would like to make a public comment, you're more than welcome to do so at the meeting as well. And so with that, Omar, I don't have any other agenda items for the executive committee.
Okay, can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Is the 15th a Friday or a Thursday?
A Thursday. Did I say Friday?
Okay.
Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Yeah, you just mentioned we'd meet next Friday.
I'm sorry, and we can't meet next Friday because that's our board of directors meeting. So that would
Okay,
be
so next
major.
Thursday, the 15th. I got
Yes,
it.
sir.
Okay.
All
Who would
right.
like to-
Who'd like
I make
who'd
the
like to make a motion to adjourn?
Okay, so Isela made the motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job, Omar and Annette and everybody.
Thank you, everyone else.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Annette.
Thank you, Isela.
Thank you.